Well, folks, the sport of chess almost certainly wouldn't have someone going into our Hall of Fame tonight if it weren't for this man being perhaps the world's greatest proponent of the game. So much so that a few years ago, Rex Sinquefield was featured on a segment of HBO's Real Sports program.
Armed with incalculable wealth, relentless drive, and a vision to make his favorite game into America's too.
Oh, yeah.
How much money have you sunk into this project, would you guess?
Several millions.
Several millions. Is that 10?
You're getting warm.
30? Should we just go up to $50 million?
Yeah, let's stop right about there.
Sinquefield launched his revolution here in the heart of the country, his hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. He's turned a city known for beer and baseball into the unlikely mecca of chess.
And you talk about your rags to riches story. At age 7, Mr. Sinquefield and his brother were moved to the St. Vincent Home for Children in St. Louis after the untimely passing of their father. He went on to graduate from St. Louis U and earned an MBA from the University of Chicago. Rex and Dr. Gene Sinquefield worked together in building the investment firm Dimensional Fund Advisors into a multi-billion-dollar company. Please read about the rest of their professional life in tonight's program. So while the recent Netflix blockbuster Queen's Gambit may have piqued the interest of the world in the game of chess, the Chess Club and Scholastic Center of St. Louis, the World Chess Hall of Fame, and the passion of Rex Sinquefield has made St. Louis the center of the chess universe. Ed Wheatley is back to conduct Mr. Sinquefield's interview. Please welcome to the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame, Mr. Rex Sinquefield.
It's an honor to be up here on the stage to talk about chess. And you know, I'm sure there are a few people, chess, sport? They think of it a game. It is a sport. We'll talk about, the International Olympics Committee recognizes it. 100 and some odd countries recognize it as a sport. We live, in the city that has the most Grand Masters in America?
In the world.
In the world. All these firsts you learn here. We saw Kendall as the first female owner of a soccer team. St. Louis had the first female owner of Major League Baseball, the first female owner of an NFL team. And we've got all these heroes that we're going to talk about. But chess, what is it that really makes it a sport? You know what it takes. It's not just the game you first pick up. What these athletes, they are athletes when they're playing chess.
They're athletes. They work very hard to prepare. They study relentlessly, and they are viciously competitive. It is a very harsh sport.
And, it is something that has made St. Louis proud. We've had championships from our professional teams, but our city has been viewed as the world capital of bowling and professional wrestling. We were the American hub of tennis, as we talked about with Justina. We're the North American capital of soccer, for sure. I don't care if you Google Kansas City and they pop up. St. Louis is the American capital of soccer. But through your initiatives, we are known as one of the top chess cities in the world. And the United States Congress, they declared St. Louis the chess capital of the country. How'd that come about?
Well, people say governments never do anything right. This is one exception. They did it because we've gotten a lot of support from leaders all over the country, in fact, all over the world. When we host our major events, which we do frequently, they are broadcast all over the world. We have listening actively members from at least 200 countries on a regular basis. I remember one of the first times we held one of our first international tournaments about 12, 13 years ago. I walked down in the studio among the radio studios, and one guy said, "We just got Mozambique." And that was like the 200th country that had signed on to our broadcast. So we're getting unbelievably worldwide attention.
So not only worldwide attention, from the media and all that, why don't you just real quick give everybody in this room, if they're not familiar, and you should be familiar, with what's over there in the Central West End on both sides of the street.
Okay, well, there's the St. Louis Chess Club, and our manager, Joy Bray, is here. She's what makes it work. And we have two of our outstanding grandmasters here, Grandmaster Lanier Dominguez, a defector from Cuba, and Grandmaster Yasser Sirawan. Yasser was 4 times United States champion and twice played for the World Championship. And we'll have many others. We had another St. Louisan, Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana, who is not here, play for the World Chess Championship in London in 2018. And we have a lot of power like that lined up behind him. And we're getting more grandmasters every day. I'm not worried about somebody outnumbering us in participation of great leaders in chess. And across the street from the chess club, we have the World Hall of Fame, which it is a fabulous museum. It's a source of tremendous exhibits. Like right now, we're doing an exhibit on one of St. Louis's own and the greatest poet of the English language, T.S. Eliot, a man who was born and raised 2.5 blocks from the St. Louis Chess Club. And so that's the kind of stuff we do. And we have events and exhibits like that all the time at the Hall of Fame. And about 12, 13 months ago, we started and we finally ended with the exhibit on the Fischer-Spassky match of 1972. We thought it was kind of low-key. We hadn't publicized it yet. And Joy Bray, the manager of our club, gets a phone call. The caller says, "Hi, I'm from France. My name is Boris Spassky Jr." And he said, "My father wants to loan memorabilia to your World Chess Hall of Fame for your exhibit." So we thought it wasn't known. It was known by the best in the world.
That is, it's made a mark for St. Louis. But St. Louis has been known in these things, as I talked about, these leadership capitals of sports. And, some of the sports' most prominent trophies have been named after and promoted by St. Louisans. We had the Davis Cup in tennis, the Herman Cup given to the top female and male soccer college players. And then we had the Walker Cup in golf. And now we have the Sinquefield Cup in chess. You might want to tell everybody what that competition is and what it all comes to be.
Well, it's the top international tournament in the world. And when we hold it, the 10 or 12 participants are the 10 or 12 best players in the world. There's no question about it. Now, the reason it got that name is because the staff at the chess club didn't listen very well. I said, "We're going to have a new cup, and I don't care what you call it, but it's got to have the name St. Louis in it." So when I came back to them, I said, "What'd you decide?" They said, "Yeah, it's the Sinquefield Cup." I said, "That's not St. Louis." They said, "That's it. We've decided." Well, c'est la vie,
Well,
And,
to me, it's St. Louis. It happens all here in St. Louis. And when's the next match?
In about 6 or 7 days, we're going to be starting the United States Chess Championships and the Women's Chess Championship. And I should add that we really promote and teach children in St. Louis. Everybody here is talking about their outreach. We're in over 100 schools in the St. Louis area on an everyday basis. And so we have tens of thousands of children getting education in chess for all of its cognitive benefits and all of its benefits toward students, helping them in school. It's a wonderful thing, and I'm proud of what our club does.
Truly an international sport. It's all here out of St. Louis because of this man. Let's induct him into the Hall of Fame and give him a round of applause.